I'm back from Toronto, and that happened. And what can I say except for, well, to be honest, what the friends we went to go see there had a very nice neighborhood and got a very nice house, and I was quite impressed. I was like, oh, this is a nice place that's not too dry, repetitive suburban kind of area. There's some corners of that large Greater Toronto area, the GTA. Um, Although I've heard the term for the first time, the GTHA, so the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area.
Oh, gross. It's
Yeah,
extended out into Hamilton now.
I've heard that, and I was like, "What? What the fuck?" But anyway, that there was a spot or two that was interesting, um, and yeah. So I was kind of describing this to Reggie yesterday, but we basically got to enjoy the fun of renting an Airbnb and then pulling up to
Yeah.
it and finding out that it's once you open the front door to the place, it's actually two apartments where another person in Airbnb that's Airbnb is staying, and you're sharing that
Oh,
space
great.
with a common, front. And that's happened before, and I've had that before with like basically like a group of like partying like loud kids, and it's like okay, I whatever, the noise is not great depending on like how late it is, but I don't. It's like if I rent an Airbnb fucking on spring break in Cancun, I'm not gonna be surprised if the noisy neighbors are like having parties and whatever. So that's not a big deal. That's happened before in the past. But this time though, it was fantastic and a really good sign when we pulled up, and as I arrived at the door, the uh, the key that you put in the password to get the key to open the
Yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
and that's the key's not there, and I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
good.
so that's a good start. All right, no key there. Looking around,
Immediate point of failure. Immediate point of failure.
oh yeah, looking around, trying to find it, finding some other backup key or whatever. Nothing applies, nothing works. Okay, cool, got no key. Perfect. So someone is standing nearby that's on the porch there, and I'm kind of like, hey, I don't know, do you know? Are you guys staying in the other door or something? And they're like, oh, I'm just a friend of the person staying in the other one. I guess you guys are in the first apartment. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. So I don't know. I can't find a key. I don't know. I'll ask Punch Mom to like ask the owner to see if they've got it or if they've
Yeah.
misplaced it or whatever. But maybe the other person has it, and then they're like, oh, I'll just go check. So we're waiting around, and they go up, and
Sure.
then sure enough come back down and go, oh yeah, no, so sorry, they opened it and they took both keys, they took all the keys they saw, opened their door, and
Good.
just kept them. So that's great.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
They thought
okay,
it was for them.
yeah,
And they just
even
kept
though
them.
there's a one and then there's a two, but that's cool, just whatever, no big deal, right? Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. We get lucky because you were standing here waiting to get in. If this were any other time of day, who knows what the fuck we would have done. So
So the
wonderful.
guy comes down with the keys, right? And he's got the key in his hand. And he's like, "Oh, is this your key?" And he goes, "Okay, here. Oh, well, it's like a. Here you go. Here's your key, sir.
Lovely.
Here,
So
here.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, get in. Places there, whatever. That's all fine, and just a wonderful um, um, establishing start. Because the next day, have a good time coming back. Full day on my feet, so very tired. Much like rest is needed at some 2 in the morning or so.
Yeah.
Getting back home and going to open the door, and hey, look, the door is locked. Right, the front door. And it's like, okay, cool. So
Good.
what's
Great, okay.
what's all right? Now there's a deadbolt, which we have one of the keys for on the front, and then there's the inside, like the apartment door. So there's two keys, whatever. Deadbolt turn, not working. Okay, what's up
Oh,
with
good.
that?
Oh,
Well, the deadbolt is a lock, but then underneath that, there's the outside door handle with a little twist on the back with
Yeah.
its own little lock, and then a big ass piece of duct tape with a "don't fucking turn this" thing on it
Yeah.
on the back, which someone decided to pull the duct tape off and turn, effectively
Oh, yeah, good.
locking us out at 2 in the morning.
Good.
Can't get in to our shit.
which means there's only one recourse here.
we try the other recourses. So,
Oh yeah? Yeah, you bothered?
cue
Oh.
many attempts, cue a simultaneous contacting of the owner, who, again, waking up in the middle of the night to try and figure this problem. It's your fucking problem. Walking around literally to the back, holding up my flashlight in the back, shining it through the back door, which looks wonderful. I'm sure everyone around is super not suspicious at a random person walking around, shining their light, jiggling at the back door, trying to force it open. But no.
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah.
That looks great.
Fortunately, I left it locked when I was back there inside earlier in the day, so that doesn't work.
Good.
So 45 minutes, perhaps an hour goes by of like, are we going to have to call a locksmith? Are we going to have to get sleep in the car, call a cousin? I don't know.
I'm going to assume the attempt to bang on the door and go, open the fucking door was attempted.
No good. Hammering on the doorbell the entire time, to the point of just leaning on it, to which it seems it must like either it's not working or who the fuck knows, right? Looking for signs of life upstairs, whatever. I don't know. Who knows what's going on? If they walked out and did that, they locked themselves out too, like idiots. So it's entirely possible that could be the case. But either way, no signs of success. Nothing's working. And it's like, okay, am I just gonna like basically yank the back door open and break the lock at this point? What are we doing here, right? And eventually the owner's like, okay, check the windows around the side, the front, see if there's anything.
Yeah, break in.
So we check the front
Scroll
window.
through the window.
Front window, the big one is locked because we locked it on the way out, and the side one as well, that was there. And
For
then
safety.
a small one, which is like tiny locker sized, over to the side, is cracked for ventilation. Punch Mom can get her fingers in, lift them, go up, and then contortionist her way through to get inside the fucking apartment and save the day, which I couldn't do if I was on my own, because there's no way I'm fitting through a window of that size.
Yeah, you're a big guy. There's no fucking way.
So she has to fucking, again, break into the house from the front, going through the side window, and then we open the door. So fucking awesome. Just great experience with that.
Excellent. Just an excellent day.
So immediately over to the door of the second people, just punching the, like, get the fuck down here. What is going on? No answer, no sign, no nothing. It's whatever in the morning. Who the fuck cares? You idiots. What is wrong with you? Right?
Yeah.
How stupid do you have to be? You know what? You have to be stupid enough to have to take the keys and keep them to begin with, to then come back and turn the wrong lock on the thing by pulling the duct tape off and getting
I know. So it's like, I can't lock. How do I talk? Maybe if I pull it.
So whatever that is, there's a point where stupidity turns to negligence, or not negligence, rather. Stupidity and negligence turns into malicious, like, intent. Because
it always goes the same way. This could be stupid. This is negligent. This is so negligent that it's malicious, regardless of intent.
So, no answer, no nothing. We're just fucking pissed, and we're like, fuck it, go to bed. And it's like, all right, we'll find out tomorrow morning, because we're going to talk to these people and ask them what the fuck is wrong with them. Sure enough, as we get up, because we're checking out, because checkout's around 11, and they very quietly sneak out well before that, just completely avoiding any confrontation whatsoever. And
that's good.
Owners come back and we're like, were you able to call them? Because you have the phone number, you send them messages, you can contact these people.
Yeah.
And every front, they didn't answer, they didn't reply, they didn't acknowledge anything. So at that point, you're like, oh, you fucked up. And your move is, let's just pretend nothing happened and get the fuck out of here, like a good, responsible person.
Here's the exact sequence of events, right? Drunk hi, headphones, earplugs, whatever, right? All attempts to communicate were just not available, but they were there. They wake up, pull their phone out, see like, I don't know, in this guy's situation, like 25 missed calls and like 20 messages that are all open up the fucking door, you stupid morons. Realize what has occurred, and there's only one situation. There's only one thing to do, and that is to run away.
Run away. Just completely
Just run away.
Do not confront, do not make eye contact, do not make a sound. Get the fuck out. Right?
You can only run.
So, just like livid with that, because that's the part where I'm like, I'm mad when you're an idiot and you don't think, like, I don't know how you fucking made it. I don't know how you breathe, but here you are. You've gotten to this point, and you're too stupid to fucking understand how to handle a door with somebody else that has to open it with you. Okay, fine. But when your whole thing is you that is pointed out to you, and your next step is run away from the problem, you're like, that sends me into like fucking, I see white. Like, I get so angry at that type of shit. And you know, so the owners then show up, and you know, I mean, look, they're very apologetic. They're like, sorry, this hasn't happened. And I'm like, you put tape on the door. I'm sure something must, but anyway, so you say. And they're like, yeah, like, we'll give you the, you know, again, money back for the night and all that stuff. And I'm just like, you know, and like, if you come stay again, we'll even, and I'm like, no, I don't even care about that point. Because
I just want to yell at them.
Because the thing is that like those people deserve the fucking fullest wrath, but it's like the owner here, it's like your system should be dummy proof, and you shouldn't have two people that don't know each other that have to go into this place, which is not advertised as a split property, mind you, but whatever. You shouldn't have them having their keys together in the same lockbox where one can fuck with the other like that, right? Worse, what if they're complete pieces of shit who would take our keys and could go into our fucking place and go take whatever, rummage through, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's completely at the whims at that point. So, like, at bare minimum, your dummy-proof system should be having two separate lockboxes from each other where that can't happen, and not having a lock like that, which, again, one person can, through sheer stupidity, lock me out in the middle of the fucking night. And essentially, like, if I can't sleep in the bed I paid for, what the fuck am I doing here? You know? So, anyway.
You're enjoying that wonderful Toronto hospitality.
That was fucking something. And then, you know, minor fucking note after that was, when we were parking in the area, because the way parking works in Montreal is kind of like, you can look and see
a nightmare.
It's a nightmare, but you can look on the app and you can look at the signs and the warning and see a thing that says, hey, tomorrow they're filming fucking Scream 5 or some shit, or you know, they're doing a bicycle, you know, marathon, so we're gonna close this area down or whatever. Apparently, you don't really get that in Toronto necessarily. You just get like the parking areas are just kind of shut down, and then the streets are clear to park. And then you wake up the next morning and you go, and then the streets are blocked off, and like all the little gates are up, and people are just doing like a promenade. And you're like, did we get towed? Because this is now just a walking street. And we didn't get towed. We're just parked in the middle of people walking around. And I guess Toronto's move is, just get in your car and try not to hit anybody, and also move one of those fences out of the way and hope for the best.
just crawl your way out.
You know? So it's like, I'm now basically working as a street traffic controller, holding people back and going, wait, as we have to curve through, and then like get someone to move the fence aside and pull out. And I'm just like, what is happening, man?
So what I'm gathering here from our recent past is that traveling to New Brunswick, great. Traveling to Ontario, not great. Traveling to BC, great. only a couple more provinces to go, and we'll have a whole country of thumbs ups and thumbs downs.
I mean, I will say that like what'll cheer me up is on the way back between Ontario and Quebec. There's the Big Apple store, which is basically
Yeah.
an apple farm that makes like ciders and pies and apple breads and apple butters and all kinds of amazing things. And you can just I just fucking ran a tornado through that place, and
That's fantastic.
that's the only way to cheer up, you know. But yeah, no, that's like, and the thing is too is we're gonna fucking get the review going on that, and it's like I understand they were apologetic, and I understand they tried or whatever, but I'm sorry, man. Like this is a fucking bullshit thing that you should have a system for. Like we're gonna kind of have to blast you on the review on this. Like that's horseshit.
You should write the review as such. Because of issues with door locks and keys, I was unfortunately murdered in this establishment, and am going to be haunting it for the next several years.
I mean, if any neighbors saw me looking through the window with my phone light and then saw her going through climbing and were madly suspicious
Oh, it
about
looks
that,
sketchy as hell. Oh
they
my
would
God.
be right. They would absolutely be right to call people to fucking try and figure out what was going on there. Like I couldn't blame them. So anyway, that was Toronto to some degree, but hey, again, I got my cider and I got my apple pie and my apple bread, and that's tasty and good.
That's good.